my gosh, Zelda is driving me absolutely insane. I can't even think of the word to use as to how crazy Zelda's making me. And it's funny because I'll message my buddy. I'm borrowing it from a friend right now because why buy games when you got friends that you can just borrow them from? Anyways, I'm borrowing it from a friend. He's borrowing one of my games, and I keep messaging him. I'm like, man, is this supposed to be this hard? He's like, dude, this game is for kids. You shouldn't have this much trouble. And I'm just having so much trouble with it. I don't know if it's just very difficult of a game. I don't know if I'm just like maybe... I guess I'm not really sitting up when I'm playing Zelda. I'm not really 100% worried about what's going on. Like, I'm kind of relaxing when I play Zelda. So maybe I'm just like not mentally putting forth the actual effort needed for this game or something, because for some reason I'm just having the hardest damn time with the game. And I'm only a little bit further from when I came out with my last episode last week. Got past the first temple, I guess it's called, the elephant, heading towards Mount Doom now, and I'm just having a heck of a time getting over there and figuring everything out. I guess I need more of those fire retardant drinks. I don't know. So I'm looking for some lizards now to hopefully get that tunic to get me up the mountain. But man, I just had a rough couple hours, I guess, playing that. Just beating that elephant boss took me forever. I think so. I realize that arrows are awesome and they're nice, but I never felt like you needed them. You had to have them to beat a boss. I don't know. I was trying to beat the boss at the elephant temple without any arrows, and I guess that's a no-no. So I went and got arrows, and it didn't take me very long after that. But just I guess it was like the point that I shouldn't have to go get them, so I just sat there and fought that boss forever without finally going down back into the city just to get some arrows just to beat the guy, and it didn't take very long after that. But anyways, I was a little disappointed that I had to have arrows. I mean, I guess you have to have items for certain bosses in all the Zeldas growing up, but just arrows? Like, I thought I could, like, use other items, but maybe I'm not that good. So anyways, I'm not going to talk about Zelda again because I talked about it enough last week, and it's really kind of irritating me a little bit, honestly. And I didn't get to play much this week. I played some Zelda on my own. My computer wasn't working. I'm not sure why. I mean, you guys didn't know that or anything, but I spent a good amount of the weekend finally getting it back to working, and I just, like, today was able to download Steam and start to download some games again. So there's that. But I was playing a little bit of Rocket League this week with a buddy of mine, and got up to gold finally. So I was right. Always hovering gold. Finally got in a couple tiers into gold, so that's good. And just been basically playing that this week only. So Rocket League and Zelda were my games of choice. And like I said, Zelda gave me some issues for sure. And I'm finally getting to cooking. Had another buddy tell me, why is the cooking not on the last episode? Why? And I mean, I gotta agree with him, but like I said, that was only like first impressions, guys. I haven't even really got into cooking. I've just been trying to run through the game at this point, and now the cooking is a pain in the ass. Oh my gosh, I gotta carry around one health. Okay, I'm not gonna complain about Zelda. I'm not gonna complain about it, but I'm gonna use Zelda to bring me into my first point of my show today. I'm gonna talk a little bit about. And it was really this week I was feeling this, or last week, I guess, why it sucks getting old and being a gamer. Like, there's a lot of things that suck. There's some points that I'm going to make today. As you get older in the gaming industry, things really start to change. And honestly, it kind of depends on what kind of gamer you are. If you're a solo gamer in general, then this isn't really going to affect you much. You're going to probably be doing the same kind of things as you'd be doing normally. regardless. So, I mean, obviously, some of the things I'm going to talk about come with age, but just for me, I'm a big online gamer. I love playing games online, and especially with my friends. And like I've said in previous episodes, I am very not picky. Not picky at all. I'll basically just text and say who wants to play what. And it's all my other friends that are the picky ones. And that's even getting way worse now that we're older. So that's why I kind of wanted to kind of make an episode today, because I was just kind of thinking about it. That some of the things stink. And Zelda brings me into my first point. And as you start to get older, you really start to forget some of those buttons. I'm having the hardest time, and honestly, I don't have too hard of a time usually. And I mean, I just got the Switch, so that's a new controller, so I could be racking it up to that, but I'm having a hard time with those buttons on that game. It's like, and I maybe going back and forth between Xbox and the Switch is kind of what's throwing me off, because I guess I look a lot at the button letters. And then looking at button letters, they're all different, but in different spots on the different controllers. So maybe that's what's messing me up. But at the same time, they're still the same shape, basically. It's still almost the same thing. So it shouldn't be giving me as much of an issue as it is. But it is in some games, and I'm just kind of forgetting some buttons every once in a while and throwing my weapons instead of holding on to them, especially in Zelda. But again, and I want to repeat, this is not bashing Zelda more. I moved on to something else. I'm just giving real world examples here. And another one of my points is that people get even pickier as they get older, which it makes sense that they do, but it just kind of sucks as a gamer, because people start to venture off and everyone ends up being just single player gamers, where they're just playing online by themselves, or they're just playing single player games by themselves. And it sucks as you get older, because these guys start to get into their pockets of what they're really comfortable with, and they only like to play those certain games. Like, I can be online with someone and be like, hey, do you want to play this? And I don't really feel like playing that. All right, so you just want to sit here and not do anything at all then? Or would you like to just suck it up and play something so we can have some kind of fun? I mean, I don't get it. I'd rather just play than talk about what we're going to play, and then finally till we get to decide what it is, and everyone's not happy anyway. So why don't we all just be happy to hang out with each other and play a game and have a good time? So as I said kind of previously in that last point, another one of my points is that you really start to, as you get older, play more one-player games. So I'm finding it lately, especially now that all my friends are now having children, getting married. I mean, I just got married a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, I get how busy everything gets. But you don't have as much time to play. You start to play things that you can just start up real quick and play a story that you're playing. So, like, I just played Mario and I had a blast playing it. Now I'm playing Zelda, having mixed results with it. But I mean, I'm even looking for games on Steam sale right now that are kind of basically one-player games, just to be able to play, maybe talk about on here, maybe enjoy myself. But I do have more friends telling me about single-player games and even some indie games to check out, rather than everyone getting the same game to all play online together, because, I just talked about that in my previous point, that not everyone likes all the same games anymore. And I don't know if it's because, like, us older gamers have seen a lot of the same stuff over and over, but I mean, I just had a blast playing Mario, and it's like the same thing as before, just better and more fun on a new system. But I just don't know if I've seen anything out there recently that's really been much different other than Overwatch. I think Overwatch is very cool and very different. I haven't even done an episode on that yet because I'm kind of scared to touch it a little bit. I've had a love-hate relationship with that game, just as probably everyone has almost. I mean, I don't know if you can say that you have an only love relationship. because there's got to be times where you've been very, very angry at that game. So I haven't touched that game yet on this show because I'm not really 100% on how I feel about it yet still. But I'm saying that game is very different, and that's why I played that game for a very long time. However, I'm kind of over it at this point. Might try to get back into it, but at this point, I'm not feeling it as much. But what I was saying is that stuff, it just doesn't seem different. It's all first-person shooters in some way, shape, or form. And it hasn't changed much. Graphics are getting much better in the 4K aspect and things like that. But still, and again, VR's coming out. But, I mean, it's still nothing that I can afford in my house that's going to blow my mind. So, I guess just it's not anything really super new for us. And with us older gamers starting to play one-player games, not being able to play as much because of family and other things going on, jobs obviously is a big one. So, I mean, work and family, they come first. So when the gaming takes the back seat, then sometimes the friends that might have more time than you to play games, they might suffer too. I'm not saying they're suffering, but they might get the backlash of that and they don't have anyone to play any games with anymore. So you can kind of see how it can go and sway that direction. But my point here was that games go unbeaten at this point of your life. So you start to play a game as much as you can. You might get to a frustrating part, switch up a game. I mean, you don't got a lot of time to game. So why are you going to play a game that frustrates you? You know what I mean? Back in the day when you had all the time in the world, you stuck at that game. But now, if you're not feeling it after a little bit, I mean, no one is going to be upset with you for jumping to a new game. So again, as you get older, just one of those drawbacks is that you're not going to see endings. You're not going to see some of the better aspects of all the games because you're not going to make it through the whole thing. My next point is one that I'm kind of feeling it a little bit. I'm really liking it, but I mean, it kind of sucks because it takes away from the gaming time. But as you get older, you don't play nearly as late. And I say nearly, I mean not late at all anymore. For me, it's all, I mean, most of my friends and me are basically close to a good 8-hour day jobs. So, I mean, during the week. So, no one's staying up till the 3-4 o'clock in the morning unless time is taken off or it's a Friday. And even then, because you're going to bed at that time every single night, as you get older, your body really starts to do the same things. And it really starts to get tired at the same time. So it's really difficult on those Friday, Saturdays for me, at least, to even stay up. I think like 1 o'clock is the latest I can make it these days. Maybe 2 if I maybe had a napsies or something in the middle of the day. Maybe if I took a little nap, I could probably make it to 2:30 if we're winning, and make it that late. But these days, 1 o'clock is as late as I go, and I'm exhausted at that point. Exhausted. Can't like playing a game with one eye open, and that's not good for anybody involved, depending on what you're doing. I feel this all the time, and I hate this feeling because when I'm working, when I'm doing something else that's not playing, and I think about playing, and all I want to do when I finish is playing. So I'm sure you guys have felt this way. You're at work, you're sitting there, you're doing something, and all you're thinking about is playing games. Like you had a good night the night before or 2 nights ago, and all you want to do is get back to it. But as you get older, it's more like disappointing than rewarding by the time you actually get to it. And I don't know how to describe it, but you really want to play all day. You really want to play, and then the time comes to play. Yes, I'm signing on. I turn on my Xbox, and I'm like, now what am I going to do? You know, there's no one to play with at this time for some reason, probably. There's no new game that I want to play. I guess I could just play Rockets a little bit again, or some Cuphead or something quick. But like, is that really satisfying you? I would probably say no. I mean, it's not me, at least. So when I go to sign on and go to play, sometimes I end up just not playing, going and doing something else, thinking about an episode, playing a game by myself, like turning on the Switch. I guess I'm thinking more of like playing with your friends, like signing on to try to play with a community, and then you get there and you're not winning, or something just ends up disappointing you. And I feel like it happens a little bit more as you get older. And there hits the skill fade. Yep, it happens, guys. I don't care really who you are. It's going to happen. So your brain knows what you should be doing in the game, but your fingers do not do it as fast as they used to. Trust me, my brain sees it, and I can't do anything about it. And you know why Overwatch is kind of a cool, different, newer type game. And I mean, there's obviously other games that have like medics and stuff and healers, but it's like Overwatch gives you the option of how you're feeling either that night and in your life at that time. I don't really feel like killing a bunch of people in the game right now or eliminating a bunch of people. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a tank and just chill. And my decent shooting, because I'm old, is okay as a tank. Or I don't even have a gun, maybe. Maybe I have a big hammer. You know what I mean? So that game really kind of gives the options to you if you want to play something different depending on where you're at in your life, in your week, or in your day. But really, the skills do start to degrade. Even if I play basketball too. Same thing's happening there. I try to play anything else. Like I was a decent athlete when I was younger, and now it is definitely going downhill quick. So with anything, the skill fades here as well. And with skill fading comes losing. And brings me to my last point. There's two ways that older gamers go. You either get more angry or just way less angry. You don't just stay like having bad and good nights. You are either angry all the time when you play, or you just really don't care anymore. And I'm still competitive. I love to win, but I'm starting to get to the point where I like games more if I don't care if I win. Like Titanfall. I could care less if I win that game. I could care less at all if I could win. I just want to fly around and see how many kills I can get. I want more games to be like that, but of course there's games like Overwatch and Rainbow Six and Rocket League where if I'm playing competitive, I want to win, and I get really, really pissed off if I don't. So I'm starting to lean, though, as I get older towards I don't care less about winning or losing. I just like to play. But then there's other older gamers that have been just getting, I don't know, the wrong end of the deal their entire gaming careers, and they're just really angry. Alrighty, so let's recap these points. I got 8 points. So, Stinkometer helped me out here, but we're just talking a little bit about why it stinks to become an older gamer. And I am definitely getting to that point now. So first thing we talked a little bit about was forgetting the buttons. People are starting to play more one-player games as they get older, and there's obviously less people to play with. Games go unbeaten. You don't play super late anymore. There's nothing new coming out that I've really seen. You have a giant skill fade. The brain knows what it wants to do, but the fingertips don't let it. You either get more angry or just way less angry. And you want to play all day, but you just get to a disappointment. There you have it, guys. Episode here, late Monday night again. I do apologize. It's just I've been having some jam-packed weekends the last few weeks, and it's been pretty tough getting back from vacation and the wedding and getting back to real life here. So just a few things. Remember, I am TC. I am your host each and every week of This Game Stinks. You can find me on Instagram, thisgamestinks1. That's the number 1. You can also email me at tcthisgamestinks@gmail.com. Tell me how you like the show. You can also leave a comment and rate me on iTunes, and you can check me out on Spotify and YouTube as well. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of my friends. Sklobo, I finally got my gear and it looks fantastic. I posted a picture on Instagram. You guys check it out. Use code ThisGameStinks and you're going to get 15% off. All right, so seriously, it's comfortable. The shirt's great. The patchwork with their logo is really cool, and I was really feeling it. Even had a couple people ask me about it and comment about it when I wore the shirt out the other day. So definitely check it out. Pick up some gear. That being said, guys, have a fantastic week. I will catch you later. Bye.